Hey everybody, welcome to the Good Morning from the Chicken Coop podcast. My name is Kim Johnson and I am a master mindset coach, creative strategist, and also happen to be a farmer. This is my chicken coop and I come out here every day to record a podcast, to teach distinctions, possibilities, new ways of thinking, and just bring some joy into the world. So welcome to the coop and let's start your day off in a fantastic way. Hey everybody, good morning. In an early morning reflection, you're sitting with me, and we are going to talk a bit about having pride in what you have accomplished. Now, I know we all have the ability to say we are not where we want to be, and I know we all have the ability to look at what we are working on currently, our quality of what that looks like, how we're doing with it, and we all, including myself, have a tendency to be critical of it. We definitely have a tendency to be critical of it. And that's fine, because I truly believe that when you're looking at something that you're working on and you're saying, okay, this could have been better, we have the understanding. We know if we're pouring in as much as we possibly could, and if we even wanted to do it to begin with. That's why I always say to my clients, what's your scale of commitment to working on whatever you're working on? On a scale of 1 to 10, what is it? 1 being not at all, 10 being off the chart. If you're in an 8 or a 9, you're going to do so obviously a 10, you're going to do a really outstanding job. And you might get close at the end and think, okay, I can make another push. I can get it a little bit better. And that's fabulous. But if you're doing it to the point where, it's ad nauseum and you're never letting it go, that's when it becomes a problem. But I'm not talking about that state. I'm talking about the other state before it, where you're pouring in, you're doing your best. That takes place, okay? I'm talking about the other piece of this that starts before it, where you are being so overly critical of yourself that you're not ever letting yourself get to that state. The part where we get into our head and we start being like, well, I don't know if I'm ever going to get there. I don't know if even when I do get there, it will work out the right way. I'm not quite sure. Maybe I should let it go. Maybe I should just do this, maybe that. And we start talking ourselves down off of having pride in what we have accomplished, because it's not quote unquote the absolute perfect. But I have a belief about this, and I can use the garden as an example. So my gardens are not at all what I expected this year. My vegetable garden is off the chart right now, which is great. Everything is growing really well, better than expected, even though we're in the middle of this drought. And I'm so excited about that. And we will see, because we've had things like this before, and then all of a sudden something hard hits, and then there's a downturn. But I have so much pride in what I've accomplished out there, and every single vegetable coming from seed. But then there's the flower garden, and I had expected so much. I expected something different from it. I started so many flowers, and I normally would put them into the cut flower garden, and then I would buy stuff for my other garden, for my rambling garden, that is the one we see all the time. And this year, all of a sudden, I had this twist in my head. I'm going to put all the flowers in there, and I'm not going to do a cut flower garden, which is insane to me. I'm probably going to start one now. It's much later, but who cares when they show up? It's okay. But I had this overwhelming sense of being so proud of myself for growing all those flowers. I didn't want to put them into a place where I was just going to cut them. I wanted to be able to see them. I wanted to be able to see them interact with nature. So recognizing that I wanted to get into that space, it made me feel a certain way, and I was able to change my whole focus. Now, if I just criticized myself for not growing enough, because I could have done that, or I could have said, I should have put them in the ground, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, I shoulda all over myself, as we like to say, I would have never been able to come up with some of these other things. So the point of this is to recognize that when you are in the process of building things, and we are always in the process of building things, even if you feel like you're not building and you're just going through mundane life every day, it's the same thing every day, wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. you're still building something. You're still working on something. You're still in a certain state. So keep that in the back of your mind, that you are going to vacillate between having disdain for your accomplishments or criticism for your accomplishments, as well as you should be mixing in having a lot of pride. So I just stop myself and say, no, I'm proud that all these flowers going in the ground are grown from seed. I didn't just go buy them. And there was a big part of me that had that in the back of my head as one of my possibilities this year. And boy, did it change everything. So allow yourself, as much as you're willing to allow yourself to have the criticism, allow yourself to have the pride for wherever you are in the process, because it all mixes together. All right, my friends, I hope you have a blessed day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.